started with our saint for the day. Our saint is St. John Neumann. Although John Neumann was born in 1811 in Europe, he came to New York to be ordained a priest. His first assignment was to work among the immigrants in Buffalo. Because he knew 7 languages fluently, he could speak about God to many people in their native language. He was a hard worker, visited the sick, comforted the needy, and trained teachers. He was appointed Bishop of Philadelphia in 1852. When he arrived there, he found only 2 Catholic schools for children. Within 8 years, he opened almost 100 more because there was only 2. Even though he was a bishop, he still could teach class because he loved children. John helped the church in the United States grow and prosper. He wrote 2 catechisms, a Bible history, and a handbook for priests. John Neumann founded the Christ's command to go and teach all nations. That was the commandment that he followed, was to go and teach all nations. All right, boys and girls, let's pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. St. John Neumann, you taught many children to know and love God. Help us to understand our faith and to talk joyfully about God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. What a beautiful prayer. Okay, boys and girls, we are still in chapter 28, Jesus, my Lord and my God. And today we're going to learn that how to prepare and receive Jesus in the Eucharist and how to observe the Eucharistic fast. And we're also going to learn that during Mass, you should be active participants and you should consider who you are about to receive in the Holy Eucharist. Okay, so remember, having a healthy soul. Having a healthy soul is the first step to a worthy way to receive Holy Communion. Okay? Make sure your soul is healthy. What must you do? What must you do to make sure your soul is healthy? Okay, number 1, you should have no mortal sins, and you should show in your life that you love Jesus all day. Okay, we're going to read from here, and then we're going to jump up to here. So we don't have a lot to read. We're just going to read what is highlighted in yellow, okay? We also prepare to receive Jesus by not eating or drinking 1 hour before Holy Communion. In church, we get ready for Jesus by paying attention to the Mass and making the responses. During quiet times in Mass, we can only say our own prayers to Jesus. We can tell him how glad we are that he will soon come to us. So are we allowed to snack? Yes or no? Are we allowed to snack right before dinner or before a family gathering? Usually not, because you've probably heard your mom say, I don't want you to spoil your dinner. Okay, because we don't want to be hungry. They don't want us to be hungry. If we eat all of the food now before we get our final meal, then we won't eat the final meal. Okay, so before receiving Holy Communion, we should not eat or drink anything 1 hour before we receive. This is a sacrifice we have to make to show Jesus we love him more than we love food. This sacrifice is called the Eucharistic fast. We are allowed only medicine and water during this time. The sick or very elderly and those caring for them don't have to follow this rule. Okay, the next step is paying attention during Mass and listening to Jesus. We should think about whom we are about to receive and be aware that we are about to receive our Lord in the Eucharist in Holy Communion, and we should be reverent, which means respectful. All right, we should only actively participate in Mass, which means singing the hymns, saying the prayers, and making all the responses. Make sure that when you go to Mass, your parents are helping you say these things. And before you receive Jesus in Holy Communion, we should let him know how much we want him to be with us. We can say our own prayers to Jesus and let him know that we love him so very much. Okay, what would you like to tell Jesus before you receive Holy Communion? What would you like to tell him? What are the second and third steps to making a worthy communion? Observe the Eucharistic fast. Know who you are about to receive. All right, boys and girls, in our next lesson, we're going to review how to receive Holy Communion worthily. So what I want you to do is I want to go over this prayer with you. And this is something that I want us to talk about. There's a prayer that you say before Holy Communion, okay? And I want us to go over that prayer. And then we're going to do activity book page 112. All right, so the prayer goes like this. Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, but only say the word and my soul shall be healed. Okay, can you say that prayer with me? Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, but only say the word and my soul shall be healed. Boys and girls, remember, Jesus is our special guest. He is our special guest in our souls. And so we want to make sure that we are getting ready for him in the best way possible. Okay? So before Holy Communion, what should you be doing? Thinking about Jesus and how much he loves you. Pray to him, telling him that you believe in him, hope in him, love him, and are sorry for ever offending him, and that you want him to come to you. And after you receive Jesus, you pray to him and you thank him for coming to you. Tell him that you love him and always want him to be with you, and ask him to help you and other people. All right, boys and girls, we're going to go to activity book page 112, and let's go over what you need to do on that page. So you are going to be doing this, the steps to receiving the Blessed Sacrament worthily. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. So you're going to read them, okay? Make sure your soul is healthy. We may never receive Holy Communion if we have mortal sin on our souls. Examine your conscience and go to the sacrament of penance first if you need to. It's good to confess venial sins too. Number 2, we must fast for 1 hour before receiving Holy Communion. We may not eat or drink anything except water before communion. We may drink water and take medicine if we need to. It's good to prepare to receive Jesus. Step 3, we must consider who we are about to receive. Pay attention at Mass and say the responses. Pray to Jesus. Show in your daily life that you love Jesus by your words and actions. Tell Jesus you know he is present in the Eucharist and you want to receive him. So boys and girls, just color the 3 boxes, okay? And then you'll be done for religion. All right, boys and girls, it's time for us to say our chicken soup with rice poem. Are you ready? In May, I truly think it best to be a robin lightly dressed, concocting soup inside my nest. Mix it once, mix it twice, mix that chicken soup with rice. Very good, boys and girls. All right, so in our May journal, we are going to be doing, let's see. Oh, this was Cinco de Mayo, but that was a long time ago. All right, let's see here. How to wash your hands with soap. What are the steps to washing your hands with soap? And what should you sing to help you remember to make sure to wash your hands for as long as you're supposed to? So what do you do first? Do you wet your hands first? Get them all wet in the sink? And then do you use a bar of soap or do you use liquid soap? And then you scrub your hands, making sure to get inside your fingers, right? And then you dry your hands with a towel. So I want you to write down the steps to washing your hands perfectly, okay? And then draw a picture of you washing your hands. All right, boys and girls, so for math today, I want to start off by reading a book called Telling Time with Big Mama Cat by Dan Harper, illustrated by Barry Moser and Kara Moser, so they must be related or married. And there's Big Mama Cat. so I'm going to be changing the time as we continue in the story. Won't that be fun? I'm going to leave this page open so as I follow Big Mama Cat throughout her day, I can change the clock. Okay? Some people think cats don't know much about, but I, Big Mama Cat, know how to tell time. How else could I keep my busy day on schedule? It looks like it's almost going to be 6 o'clock. 5 more minutes until it's 6 o'clock. The day begins at 6 with a big stretch. 6 o'clock, so 6 o'clock. And I can see it matches there too. At 7 o'clock, breakfast is served. So 7 o'clock looks like this. And there's the big dog. Is she eating out of his bowl? Eliza and I watch Isabel get on the school bus at 8 o'clock. So that's another hour. 8 o'clock looks like this. It's time for baby Katie's 9 o'clock bottle. I clean up any spills. Of course she does, right? So that's another hour, so 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, the sun has warmed up my favorite nap spot. What's her favorite nap spot? Is that a bookshelf? All right, so here's 10 o'clock. At 10:30, I wake up and I want out. All right, so the 10 stays the same. The hour stays the same, but the minute changes to the 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 10, 30. At 10:30, I wake up and I want out. At 10:45, I want back in. So 10:45, 10 stays the same. 30, 35, 40, 45. Because it says 10:45. So 10:45, I want back in. The sun reaches the new chair at 11 o'clock. Okay, so the hour points to the 11 and the minute is the o'clock. So this is 11 o'clock. It's off limits to me, but I can't resist. I wonder why the new chair is off limits to her. So at 11 o'clock, she wants to get on the chair, but at 11:05, she is helped down. So 11:05 would be this. So how long was she on the chair for? From here to here, she was on the chair for only 5 minutes before she had to get down. At 12 o'clock, I help Katie eat her lunch. All right, so 12 o'clock. This is what 12 o'clock looks like. I'm on guard duty for the girls. For the girls is 1 o'clock nap time. So 1 o'clock. Looks like that. And I see a clock in each picture, so that's also good to be helpful. When Rosie takes his 2 o'clock walk, I check for snacks he left behind. So Rosie's the dog. Okay, so 2 o'clock. At 2:15, Isabel gets off the school bus. I wonder if she saved some lunch for me. All right, boys and girls, so 2 stays the same, but I gotta get to 15, so 2 stays the same. So I leave this one alone. 5, 10, 15. And that matches that clock too, so I know I'm doing it right. Oh no, It's 3:05 and I'm late for the 3 o'clock party. So 3 o'clock, it looks like this, but she doesn't show up till 3:05, so that looks like this. At 4 o'clock, I take my late afternoon nap. So now it's 4 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, the girls' mom comes home from work. She makes tea and we both get a splash of milk. And that happens at 5 o'clock. The family gathers for dinner at 6 o'clock. I'm not invited, but I grab a seat and look hungry. At 7 o'clock, everyone goes for a walk. Well, almost everyone. At 8 o'clock, it's story time, and I never miss it. What does this say? Kitty in the Rye? Well, if it's a book about a cat, then she definitely wants to be there, doesn't she? And look, boys and girls, this clock looks the same as this clock. We do dishes at 9 o'clock. My job is the pre-wash. At 10 o'clock, it's TV time. It's time for TV and a little chin scratching. I go on patrol at 11 o'clock. I hope I don't have to chase a mouse tonight. Oh, there's the mouse. 12 o'clock. All is quiet, and so am I. Good night. And look where she is, boys and girls. She's on the new chair. So sweet, and she wrote this book for her family, for her girls, Isabel, Eliza, Kate, and Big Mama, and to the memory of our friend Roosevelt. So, boys and girls, that is such a nice story. I hope that you enjoyed that. So, boys and girls, can you guess what our math lesson is going to be about this week? Telling time. We are going to skip to chapter 14. We're going to skip chapter 13 and we're going to do chapter 14, okay? And I want us to go over this pre-chapter warm-up here. Okay, ready? What is this? This is a sundial. People used this to tell time long ago. I'm glad we have clocks now. The time is 4 o'clock. Let's play soccer. It's too hot now. Let's play an hour later. And an hour after 4 is 5 o'clock. Time of day can be shown in different ways. So here is what our lessons are going to look like, okay? Lesson 1, we're going to learn about the minute hand. And then lesson 2, which will be another day, we'll read and write time. And then another time this week, we're going to use AM and PM. And then on lesson 4, we're going to talk about elapsed time, which means time that is passed. All right, boys and girls. So in order to tell time, we need to know how to skip count by 5s. And I know you know how to do that. So let's practice. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Finding numbers in a pattern by adding or subtracting. So 15 is more than 10. 20 is 5 more than 15. 60 is 10 more than 50, and 45 is 10 less than 55. So here it shows 9 o'clock. And we say here, this is 7:30. And I know in first grade we focused a lot on hour and half-hour time. Find the missing numbers or words. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And so we would write 5 and we would write the number 10 up there. 10 is 5 more than what? 5. Because 5 more than 5 is 10. So 10 is 5 more than 5. 25 is 10 less than what? So remember the strategy, you just cover up the answer. 10 less than 35 is 25, so we're right. All right, what is the time here? 8 o'clock. What is the time here? 11 o'clock. And what is the time here? It's 2:30. And what is the time here? 9:30. It's not quite at the 10, so we say 9. So boys and girls, we're going to talk about the minute hand today. All right, the minute hand. We're going to learn that the minute hand is used to show and tell the number for every 5 minutes after the hour. You can skip count by 5s to find out how many minutes have passed. Okay, so just like on our big mama clock, we count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then we're back to the o'clock. So if we say it's 12 o'clock and then we say it's 12:05, we say 5 minutes have passed. If we go to here, this is 10, watch. 5, 10, we say 10 minutes have passed. Here it's 12:15, which means 15 minutes have passed the 12 o'clock. And if we come down here, we say 20 minutes have passed the 12 o'clock. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25 minutes have passed the 12 o'clock. 30 minutes have passed the 12 o'clock, and so on. The minute hand moves one time around the clock in 60 minutes. The hour hand moves from 10 to 11 in 1 hour. You can use the numbers on the clock to help you skip count. So here, remember from the 12 to the 1, that's just 5. So only 5 minutes have passed the 8 o'clock. All right, now here's the 8 o'clock, and it says 40 minutes later. 40 minutes later. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this is what it looks like here. 40 minutes later. So we say 40 minutes after 8 o'clock is 8:40. All right, let's do a practice one. Find the missing number, skip count by 5s to help you. So it's 8 o'clock. How many minutes have passed? Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 8:20 right now. So we say 20 minutes later. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock is 8:20. How many minutes after 10 o'clock? So we go up to the 12. 5, 10, 15. 15 minutes after 10 o'clock. How many minutes here after 10 o'clock? Ooh, we've got a long way to go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 minutes past 10 o'clock. So it means we only have 10 minutes until 11 o'clock. So where should the minute hand be to show the time? Here we have the hour, 4 o'clock, but it says 20 minutes after 4. So we started at 12, and we have to go 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So the minute hand, the blue minute hand, would be drawn here. 55 minutes after 8 o'clock. All right, so we start up here. It looks like it's almost at the 9 because it will be almost looking like 9 o'clock, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So the blue hand would be drawn to the 11. All right, boys and girls, today for your math, you are going to do pages 99 to 102. Okay? These are just extra for practice. If your parents want you to do those in your journal, you can do these in your journal. But for your workbook page today, you're going to do 99, 100, 100, 100. That's only 4. And I bet you they're pretty big because clocks take up lots of room. So let's see. Oh yes, for sure. This is going to be super quick because there's only 11 math problems to do. Only 11 because page 1 has just one math problem to do. Sorry, page 99 has one math problem. Page 100 has 3. Page 101 has 3. And then the last one has 4. So you guys can do this. No big deal at all. I'm very excited to see how you're going to do with telling time. All right, boys and girls, I am so excited about the Secret Garden. We are just trucking along here, and I know that we are on chapter 19. I am so excited. I just can't believe, look how much you've read in the book. You have read so much, and we only have a little bit left. This chapter is called Colin's Visitors. Dr. Craven came to Misselthwaite Manor, as always, after one of Colin's tantrums. He expected to see a pale, weak, sobbing boy lying in bed. Imagine his surprise when he saw Colin sitting up on the sofa and reading a picture book with Mary. I'm sorry to hear that you were ill," the doctor said nervously. "I'm much better today," said Colin the Rajah, "and I plan to go outside in a day or two for some fresh air." "I thought you didn't like fresh air," said the doctor, taking Colin's pulse. "I don't when I'm alone," Colin replied royally, "but my cousin is going with me, and a very strong boy I know will push my wheelchair." Colin slept soundly at night and woke up smiling, stretched out his arms and legs. His mind was full of plans and thoughts about the garden and Dickon and the wild creatures. It was nice to have good things to think about. Dickon says spring has come, Dickon says spring has come, Mary cried joyfully, bounding into his room. Colin had stayed indoors for so many years, he didn't really know about seasons changing. "Open the window," he said happily. "Maybe we'll hear a golden trumpet announcing spring has come." He had read about such a fanfare in storybooks. Mary opened the window. "Lie on your back and breathe in the air." That's what Dickon does when he's on the moor. He says it makes him feel strong, like he could live forever and ever. Colin took in a big, deep, sweet breath. After a while, the nurse arrived with breakfast for the children. She was setting their places when Colin made his announcement. In his best Rajah voice, he said, "A boy, a fox, a crow, and 2 squirrels are coming to see me this morning. I want the servants to bring them here. The boy is Martha's brother Dickon. He's an animal charmer." Soon after, Colin heard a caw-caw in the hallway. "It's Soot," Mary said. Martha opened the door and said, "If you please, sir, here's Mr. Dickon and his creatures." Dickon came in grinning widely. A crow sat on his right shoulder and a squirrel on his left, and another squirrel peeked out of his pocket. Boys and girls, do you remember what the crow's name is? Soot. And what is the fox's name? Captain, right? And then do you remember what the squirrels are named? Nut and Shell, which is so cute. Captain trotted beside him. In his arms, Dickon cradled a baby lamb. Aww. Colin stared in speechless wonder. He'd never spoken to another boy before, let alone a menagerie. But Dickon wasn't at all shy. He knew that creatures stare until they find out about you. So Dickon didn't say anything at first. He went over to Colin and laid the baby lamb in his arms. The lamb nuzzled against Colin's side. "What's it doing?" Colin asked. "It's hungry and wants its mother," Dickon exclaimed. He knelt down beside Colin and took a feeding bottle from his pocket. The woolly baby began sucking on it happily. By the time the lamb fell asleep, Dickon had told Colin all about finding the little creature on the moor. As Colin and Mary listened, soot fell in and out of the open window, and the squirrels scampered into the sill and explored a big tree outside. Captain curled up comfortably at Colin's feet. Dickon and Mary told Colin more about the garden and all that they were growing there. Colin's eyes grew huge with excitement. He exclaimed, "I'm really going to see it." "You will," Mary said, "and there's no time to lose." So boys and girls, chapter 20 is going outside. Can you believe it? Going outside. I think Colin's going to finally get to go outside after years of being in his room. This is so, so exciting. All right, boys and girls, so I can use Captain to keep my place. I'm going to stick him there. He's going to keep my place for me. I'm going to close the book, and then when I'm ready to read the next chapter, I'll be able to find my place because I made a little bookmark. So I'm going to do that. Now we need to open our folders so that we can get chapter 19, sorry. Ooh, it says, answer the following questions inside each flap. What 4 types of animals did Dickon arrive with? So under each flap, we're going to write down the animals, but first we're going to cut it out. So we can cut it out together, no problem. All right, so now we're going to fold it in half. Okay, now watch me cut this part. Open this up. And we're just going to cut a little bit. And stop. We are not cutting all the way through, okay? That looks very good. So then when we open it, we're going to write down the name of the animals that came to visit him, Colin, in his room. boys and girls, so we're going to write down the name, but then we can also draw. So the first creature that he heard was Soot the crow. Okay, and then Captain, the fox, I might just draw the face maybe. And then we had the squirrels, right? Nut and Shell, the squirrels. I'm not very good at drawing squirrels. I might have to look that up. And then the baby lamb. And it didn't have a name. I guess we should make the feet look not like bird feet. All right, let's see if we can draw the squirrels. I'll try to find a picture of the squirrels. They have really little ears. And then here's the tail. And then I guess you just draw another one. His little arms, his back leg, his other leg, and then his tail. the nose. All right, so there they are. And now we're going to find a place to glue it into into your journal or folders. But if you don't have the room, I guess I would just cut it in half, like here. And that way it'll fit on in your journal. So you could just cut it like that, okay? But for those that have the folders, let's see if we can find a spot. So I'm gonna glue it, maybe just glue it right underneath. I think or maybe up here. I think the other ones are small. So I'm gonna glue this one here. And then we need to color the numbers and maybe the background and the border here. And that'll be really nice. All right, boys and girls, this is the time that you have been waiting for to make these bee and butterfly shooters. So I'm gonna show you how to do it really quick using your markers. We're gonna draw some bees and butterflies, and then we're going to cut them out. You need straws as well, paper, scissors, markers, of course, and tape. Okay, so you need those things. But for now, we're going to draw bees and butterflies. So let's draw the bees, maybe. There's the head. Here's the body. Okay. Here are the eyes. Smile. And then we need black stripes, right? And our wings. Okay, so there's our bee. And you can make as many as you want, okay? Because I got these for like 88 cents, and there's like 100 straws. But you can do whatever you want. So you have your bee there. You can draw another bee, okay? But I'm going to draw a butterfly now. And I'm not sure which colors I want to use. Maybe pink and blue. Those are pretty, pretty butterflies. Pink and blue. And maybe a brown body. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, ready? So first you draw the body. So oh, I forgot to leave room for the face. There can be the face. All right, now wings. Pretty. And then you need to do like some kind of really neat design. But for me, I'm just gonna do polka dots because it's quick. Okay, and I'm gonna draw. I kind of drew them a little big, to be honest. I should have drawn them a lot smaller. So how about I draw the next one small? because they're supposed to kind of be small. And boys and girls, if you don't want to draw one, you can print one. But I do not have any more colored ink. So I have to just use my markers, which is perfectly fine. No, we're going to cut them out. All right, there's one done. Now the bee. All right, so I've got my bee and butterfly, and I'm gonna cut her out later. I just really only need to make 2. Okay, now I'm gonna grab 2 straws from here. I guess I don't need this now, but we are going to make the bee and the butterfly fly. So let me show you how to make that part. All right, boys and girls, this next part is pretty easy. You just need some scrap paper, and actually you're going to make a rectangle, but I need to make 2 of them because I've got 2 creatures. So here's the one rectangle, and I'm going to take a straw. Take the green one. All right, so I'm going to wrap it around the straw like this, if it'll let me. Maybe I did it too big, so. All right. Wrap it around the straw like that, and you don't want it too tight because otherwise you won't be able to blow it off. So not too tight. All right, so now it's wrapped around, and then you're going to fold the top bit down and tape it. Maybe I should have got my tape out first. All right, now tape it there. All right, perfect. Now, so it's kind of loose on there, and now I'm going to take my butterfly and I'm going to put the butterfly on there like this. So I'm going to tape it like this. Watch. I'm just going to put it down. Like that. And now the butterfly is taped. Okay, now let's do the bee. So for the bee, I definitely want yellow. And I'm going to use the next rectangle piece and fold it around the straw like that. And then I'm going to put this down like that and tape it. All right, and it's nice and loose, okay? It's not too tight. Now I'm going to put my bee on there. All right, now this is how they work. You're going to put this on your mouth like this, and you're going to blow. And the bee will go flying in the air, and the butterfly. So what I was thinking of doing was trying to see if I can hit one of the balloons in my living room. You want to see if I can do it? All right, boys and girls, so I'm going to do the bee first. I'm going to see if I can hit balloon number 4. Okay, I'm not sure how to, I'll try to film it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't hit it. Let me try again. All right, I'm going to try again. So you put this part on your mouth, okay? And then you blow and the bee goes flying, but I am trying to hit number 4, so. Oh my goodness, did I hit it? I don't know, I must have hit the string or something, but anyway, I really do want to try to hit a balloon. Maybe I should try number 8, and I'll use the butterfly this time. All right, so I have the butterfly. I'm going to try to hit number 8 with the butterfly. Oh, it's too tight. Let's see if I can loosen this one up. Did I hit her? I think I hit it. And I think Mr. Gavin, I should have a competition. And if you want to put balloons in your house, and maybe like if you hit number 4, you get 4 points. And if you hit number 8, you get 8 points. And see who can get the most points. Does that sound like a fun game? I think so. So it is kind of fun. Okay, I want to see if I can maybe hit number 3 with the butterfly. Yay! That was a good hit. So these are really, really fun to make. And like I said, you can make as many as you want. You can make butterflies, dragonflies, bees. You know what, boys and girls? We could probably even make birds. That'd be really cute. So if you don't want to make them like this, you can probably print some out and put them on here. But anyway, this is so much fun. And you don't need so many straws. You could probably just pop this one off and put it on this one. So you really only need 1 straw, and then you can just keep putting the different ones on your straw. I hope you have fun with those. I hope you enjoy them, and send me a video of you trying to shoot them. That would be so much fun. All right, boys and girls, here we go. We need to find number 11. And I'm not sure exactly where it is. Do you see it? Can you spot it? Is this one it? No, that's just number 1. Okay. It's got to be over here somewhere. I think it's this green one. Oh, there it is. We're gonna pop this one and see what's inside. Are you ready? All right, boys and girls, are we ready? I got the pin. Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what it says. It says, Chalk Design Day. Tomorrow you will create a fun chalk design outside. You will need sidewalk chalk and blue painter's tape. Woo! I'm so excited. This one's going to be such a good one. I can't wait to show you what to do. You're going to love it.